Welcome back. Karwa Chauth 2025 is around the corner. Traditionally, women fast sunrise to moonrise for their husband's long life. But with changing times, more couples are choosing to fast together. Some are skipping rituals altogether, some reinterpreting the practice with wellness in mind. There are also new ways people celebrate. Some observe it even while engaged or dating. Some follow it in live-in or long-distance relationships too. The idea is less about strict ritual, more about intention and bonding. And then there are misconceptions too. Fasting alone doesn't guarantee a perfect marriage, nor does skipping it mean missing the essence. Love, respect, emotional support through the year matter much more. Karva Chauth has always carried astrological meaning too. Are you fasting the right way? Even if you're coming up with your own rituals, we will be asking all of those questions. Let's bring in astrologer and spiritual mentor Jai Madaan to understand what the moon really means on Karva Chauth, not just in tradition but also in relationships. Good morning, Jai Madaan ji. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Let's start with the first most question that comes to everyone's mind, which is, why do we observe Karva Chauth? So, you know, we've seen the elderly in our family, mothers, grandmothers typically observe fast on Karva Chauth, and that's what married women start doing. A lot of people forget what comes with it. What is this impact that's being spoken of for years now? How Karva Chauth actually ensures marital harmony according to astrology? So tell us all about it.
So the tradition wasn't connected to astrology at that point of time because women at that point of time were financially dependent on men. So especially towards North India, towards Delhi, Haryana is where the Karva Chauth was majorly celebrated, and then thanks to all the TV serials and the television and a lot of movies where this got enhanced, and now everybody wants to celebrate. It's like the cool thing to do.
Yeah.
But the purpose of Karva Chauth mentioned somewhere is that Draupadi ji also kept it for her husband's long life during the war of Mahabharata. And even Ma Parvati did it for Shivji, which is also considered a festival called Tej, is also for the long life of husband. So pan-India, different ways festivals are celebrated or fast is observed for husband's long life, because at that point of time, if husband wasn't there, then even a woman was sati, or she was done into the Vidhva Parampara, where she had no luxuries, pleasures or colors in her life. To maintain that, it was said to bring stability in life. Now why moon? It could have been observed with sun also. I mean, Chhat Puja is based on sun, which is about your child's long life. But moon being the planet of emotions, it is the planet that brings emotional stability in your life. Happiness, joy, imagination, love are all traits of moon. Also, astronomically, it is something which is not constant. As per the earth, the size of the moon grows and then waxing and waning happens. So to bring stability in your life, to bring comfort and pleasure and emotional stability in your life, it is observed with moon. Also, this festival is called the Chaturdashi, the Chaturthi, which is Karva Chauth. The Chaturthi date is the curse that Ganesha gave to the god moon, that anybody who looks at you on Chaturthi, his luck and his goodness and his prosperity will just go away. So moon god asked for forgiveness from Ganesha, and that is why only on Karva Chauth is the Karak Chaturthi where you are allowed to look at moon. Otherwise, all the Chaturthis, all the fourth day of the Shukl Paksh or the waxing moon, you're not supposed to look at the moon directly. Still maintaining that you see the husband or the partner through the sieve, and you look at moon so that it eliminates the energy of moon. The aura of the moon is multiplied, and then you look at your partner and pour liquid, which is water, and sometimes water mixed with milk, because that also signifies the liquidity or the fluidity of life, which is the planet moon.
Okay, let's now ask you a question that's perhaps on the mind of people who are going about keeping the vrat in a very modern or Gen Z way, if I can put it that way. So a lot of couples believe in equality now. They say, if I'm keeping a fast for you, then you should do the same for me, and that's the expectation from their partner. Is there an astrological basis for both partners fasting for each other? What are your thoughts there?
See, See, when you see astrologically and understand the aspect of it, it is basically done to bring stable relationship in life. If you're dating 5 people, you're not keeping fast for 5 people. So you choose a partner, and this is a way to reflect your commitment towards the other person. And I completely agree to the way modernization and everything is happening. Why not here also? So right now, a man also needs a woman's long life to have a companion in life. So be it, and women are not financially dependent. So I think it's a mutual understanding amongst the partners. Then if I am keeping, you should also keep, which I feel is not bad, but it activates the 7th house in your horoscope, which is the horoscope of love, compatibility and social binding as well. And I think the festival is all about that. What I do for you is fine, but now I'm socially bringing it out in the public or amongst my friends and people, and people putting pictures on Instagram. It reflects that we are socially binding also, which is a very important aspect of relationship. It reflects your commitment. And earlier also, when women used to keep it for men, it wasn't considered they were lower in the status or position than men. It reflects their superiority of being pampered, taken care of, resting all through the day, getting ready, getting indulged in shringharas. So they were never considered less. But if both the partners are keeping, it's much better, it's nicer to see the Gen Z way.
Okay, lovely. So we're starting off with some positivity this Karwa Chauth. Jai Madaan ji, a lot of couples also keep the vrat. This applies to both men and women without being married. So they could be engaged or they could just be dating. And we've seen a lot of mothers in this case, or the elderly once again, scoff at that idea and just be like, there's no point doing that. Why are you doing that already? What are your thoughts there? Does it carry the same spiritual or energetic value and meaning if you're doing it pre-marriage?
So people who are not married, they open the fast by looking at the star, not at the moon, which reflects that the final thing in my life is yet to come. So so this is where the tradition little changes and say that there has to be a difference between hi. Sufi is here to say hi to everyone.
How lovely.
So the tradition the tradition follows up and says that when a woman is not married or she is keeping the fast just to get a good husband, that is also what some people do. It is basically to open the fast looking at the star, not at the moon. So I think it's a great way to activate 7th house in your horoscope and bring it to a clarity, that telling the universe that look, I'm looking for a partner, I'm looking for stability in love, that area of my life, and why not to have it.
Okay, now let's ask you a very important question. Jaiji, anyone who's observing a fast, like you said, there was a time when women would be typically resting through the day, they would do the shringar, keep the fast for the entire day and then open their vrat, as the moon comes up. Now that's also slowly changing. Women are working, like you said. The scenario is completely different. Times have changed. A lot of them cannot do without drinking something, so it doesn't necessarily have to be water. Are they correct in observing a fast that suits their situation, that fits them right? What are your thoughts there? Is there a right or wrong way to perform Karwa Chauth, and more importantly, fast in one specific manner?
See, ideally the fast is supposed to be nirjala. When I say nirjala, means without water. And it's not just good for astrological or for your husband's long life. I mean, nobody can claim that keeping a Karwa Chauth can give longer life to your husband. But the purpose is to also detoxify your body. And it happens in a much better way when you are actually doing it without water. And nobody dies without water the whole day. It's just a matter of little convenience that, we feel chai pee lete hain, we'll not eat food and we'll eat it at night, but let's have tea, let's have limca and stuff like that. But the health benefit that you get actually happens when you keep it without consuming water also. And one day if you have to detoxify, there's no harm in it. So rather than bringing it on to your ego, saying why should I do it like that, and it's okay, it's for convenience, understand the health benefit of it also. See how magically it works for your body rather than anything else.
And how correct are, once again, elderly women in the family in pointing out that what you or how you observe your first Karwa Chauth should be how you observe each and every Karwa Chauth post-marriage. So, you know, if you've started with maybe Vrat ka khana, so dry fruits or fruits, for instance,
No,
or you do sargi in the morning,
there
follow
is an
that
exemption in it. Yeah, there is an exemption in this because in case you're pregnant, you know, while you're keeping your first Karwa Chauth, then you start what happens from the second Karwa Chauth, where you are completely fine and you're not carrying a baby. But here the point is that we are talking about consistency, we're talking about stability, we're talking about long life of your partner. We're talking about a healthy, stable relationship. So at least the rituals can be stable because nothing else in life can be stable. So we bring a sort of stability in the system, calling it that this is what I'm going to follow and this is what universe is going to bring it because I am looking for consistency, I'm looking for stability. Hey Sufi.
Okay, we're going to let go of you, but one last quick tip for all those in a long distance or live-in relationship, Jai Madaan ji, because I mean they're going to be crying out loud that we've not addressed their query. So how can they adapt traditional rituals like Karwa Chauth to suit their dynamic?
I think one thing that we need to understand in the simplistic way is that you need to try and have it without water. Whether your partner observe fast for you or not, that's a separate thing. The second thing is that listening to Karwa Chauth Katha is one of the most important things because you just bind yourself with the tradition and it's beautifully much better, and you donate food and money to the Brahmin, which is an important part of Karwa Chauth. And also third thing that you need to understand and do it that lighting the diya is about illuminating your life with clarity. Keeping water, the one that you keep in your puja, and consuming the same water after offering it to moon from your partner's hands reflect the emotional stability in your relationship. And the first thing you need to eat is sweet so that it actually brings harmony in your life.
Okay, lovely. Jai Madaan ji, I don't think someone's quite happy with the kind of time you're giving to the Breakfast Club this morning. So we're going to say bye-bye on that note. Thank you so much, though, for joining us and giving us all the tips. The lovely women who are going to be observing a fast tomorrow. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Okay, heading into a very quick break. On the other side, we're going to talk about the all-important development that's set to take place in just a few minutes from now. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to be interacting with his UK counterpart. Details, what's on the agenda, we'll decode that story in just a bit.